Hi everyone, this is your instructor Erin O'Keefe. I am just recording a quick video to get you started on Module 1. I'll be recording videos like this usually at the start of every module just to go through some of the assignments so that you get a better idea of what you should be working on. I'll include things like tips on how to do some of the work as well as reminders so that you can better complete things in this class. So I'm just going to take you through the class here fairly quickly. If you haven't logged in already, obviously you have by this point if you're reviewing this video, but this is the welcome announcement that I've created. Make sure that you pick up your textbooks. Really important for the class. You will be using your textbooks in this class. You do need them for Module 1. It's pretty easy to get them. They can mail it to you for free, so you just need to contact them and make sure that you do that now so that you have plenty of time to get them before the end of the first module. So then more information here, of course, and then you can complete that email assignment would be a good idea to start with. I've gotten quite a few emails already, so thank you for those of you who completed it. If you haven't already, that's a really easy 5-point assignment that you can get done right now. So everything for the class that you need to know really is under the assignments tab. Syllabus and resources has the syllabus and other resources for you, but the assignments tab is really where we're going to go. I've given you some information about learning modules here. Learning modules is a different setup from folders, which a lot of your other online classes probably use folders, and so some students like the learning modules and some students don't. They might get frustrating for you. It kind of depends on you as a person. So we're set up in modules here, learning modules, with the the assignments due and the due date on the front of each one. So when you go into the first learning module, this is what you'll see. You should see a table of contents right here, and this can be expanded and contracted. So if you don't see it, then you'll need to expand that. The table of contents will help you navigate. This is why some students really like the learning modules, is because they can just click on whichever one they want and they don't have to scroll down the whole list. The problem with them, of course, is it's hard to tell what's an assignment and what's just something that you have to read, and then if you get lost and you can't remember where you were, sometimes it can be you have to click through everything, basically. So there's advantages and disadvantages. Obviously, one of the first assignments here is our welcome email assignment, and so that's just information for that. Your Museum of Me discussion board, I've gone on and looked at some of your posts already, so you guys are doing a great job on your initial posts. So don't forget to finish that discussion board, and the link will take you directly to it. You have a quiz here over academic honesty, and then our first paper assignment is actually in this module. So we're working on our first paper, first of 4 papers. I think you have 4 papers in this class. And so this one is the narrative essay, and a narrative essay is what we start off with in Comp 1, just because a lot of students enjoy writing about themselves and find it a little bit easier. So you are, in this essay, you're telling me a story. So this is the submission. If you want to see the assignment, you'll go to the narrative essay assignment. It'll tell you that you didn't submit anything. This is the assignment along with some ideas for how to come up with a story if you're having trouble with that. You're basically being graded on whether or not you can write a narrative essay. So the narrative part of it is being able to tell that story in chronological order and build tension and suspense for the reader so that we build up to a climactic moment when something happens, and then we get the resolution to that moment afterwards. So the criteria is listed here, and when I grade your essays, this is what I'm grading you on. Did you meet the criteria? Did you use all of these tools that you've been given? Did you practice all of these strategies? I'm not grading you on whether or not necessarily you have the best written sentences, or even, I'm not grading you as a person, of course. I'm just looking at, did your essay meet the posted criteria? So when you start working on these essay assignments, start with the criteria itself. make sure that you're following the guidelines for how to write that essay. Don't just write whatever you want to, and you can if you want to, but you're not going to get a very good grade. Make sure that you are trying to meet each one of those objectives because they're there for a reason. And then those objectives translate to the grading rubric that I use, and so that's how I will determine your grade for the essay. So once you have read through this, start working on the essay. I recommend giving yourself at least a week to finish an essay because you want to make sure that you have time to write it out and that you have time to go back through and edit and proofread it. It always surprises me how many students never read their own writing, so make sure that you give yourself time to do that. Now, we do not have regular peer editing in this class. Instead of doing one for each essay, we're actually doing, we'll do some response type stuff where you can share your topic and you can share your ideas with your fellow classmates and get some feedback from them and some feedback from me, of course. But as far as reading drafts of your essay, we are saving that until Module 7 when we discuss revision. So you won't actually do a peer edit until toward the end of class with one of the last modules. They'll do a peer edit discussion board. So if you are struggling with this idea of not having feedback, you have two options. You can send your essays to the Writing Center, absolutely. You can use them as a resource. And there should be a link, I think there's a link in the Syllabus and Resources tab, I have to check. And you can also send me drafts of your essays. That's not cheating to do that. So definitely, if you're not sure if you're on the right track, go ahead and send me your essay and I can give you a little bit of feedback just to make sure that you are meeting some of those major criteria for the assignment. So that's an option for you. Definitely, you don't have to, but keep in mind that you want to use your resources in this class. You kind of get one shot at each essay, and so since there's not a lot of built-in, rough drafts, we do pre-writing, but not necessarily rough drafts. You don't necessarily get feedback on the actual writing of the essay until we do that revision assignment later on, and so some students get a little bit nervous about that because you're being graded on that version of the essay that you turn in. So make sure that you are getting feedback where you can. That's pretty much the first module. It's fairly simple, but we are getting our first essay written. So spend some time on that. Make sure that you are allowing yourself enough time to work on that. And otherwise, I am looking forward to working with you guys this semester and reading your papers.